morning, everyone. That was our opening number. We've been working on Bob Marley all semester, and it seemed like the perfect song to play for a breakfast this morning. We're going to continue on with a couple of student soloists as well. We're going to have Lila first, playing a very familiar song on violin, and then followed by Elin on piano, and Janelle on guitar, and maybe Steph. And then we'll play one more song to close it out. So welcome again to the breakfast this morning. Thank you for coming, and enjoy the show.
you, Michael, and thank you to the student performers for getting us off to this beautiful start this morning. Welcome, y'all, to the 9th Annual Sycamore Fundraising Breakfast. We're saving for a teleprompter. For those of you who I haven't met, I love this event. I get to see so many friends, old and new. But for anyone I haven't met yet, I am Daniel Blumenthal. I am the parent of Owen, class of 24. I'm already going to start crying, and Maddie, class of 26. And I'm the chair of our board of directors. I cry a lot if you've never been to one of these before. We take our pledges. You pledge for how much you'll get for each tear I shed. So our theme today is branching out and expanding paths to success. Appropriately, we have a lot of new faces here today, including new board members. I'm thrilled to introduce our board. I'm grateful to get to work with them. And I'd like to introduce our board and our 3 recently added members who they bring a wealth of experience and enthusiasm, hit the ground running, making immediate impacts to help strategize our growth. And I'd like to ask the board members just to briefly stand and just let people know who you are if you're here, so that people can, meet you and welcome you and get to know you. So I want to start on behalf of the Sycamore community by thanking 2 amazing community partners that we have that help us at the breakfast, and they're doing it again this year. Faith Lutheran Church shares this space with us for free. They've done this for many events, and we win twice. We get a beautiful setting, and we're able to keep more of the money that we raise. Second is Aspeka Catering. For the second year in a row, they have prepared and donated this delicious meal for us. I am personally a big fan of their food. They're at the farmers markets. I find them at Courthouse. I find them at Westover. The baklava. I had their artichoke salad for lunch yesterday. So stop by, see them, and even if you're not going to get anything, just talk to the people who work at their booths. They're really sweet and interesting and fun to talk to. So we're here to celebrate and support our Sycamore community, and I'm grateful to all of you for being here. We are, all of us, facing an interesting economic, challenging conditions right now, and Sycamore has not been spared. We have always relied on fundraising in our revenue plans, and we do this because we want to keep our tuition among the lowest in the area private schools, and to provide opportunities for families who cannot otherwise afford it, and to compensate our incredible faculty and staff. So this year we're counting on you more than ever before. There's a QR code on your table. It will appear on slides from time to time. Point your camera, click it, donate. I'll encourage you again and again to do it again and again. Please take advantage of employer match programs. We'll share later. There's a link you can find out on Sycamore's website if your employer participates. It's a really easy way to double your donation, and it makes a huge difference for Sycamore. So Sycamore's innovative educational environment fosters and then rewards students' curiosity and prepares them for life. If you have conducted mock interviews at Sycamore, if you have attended student showcases, if you've had any opportunity to interact with Sycamore students, you have come away impressed. And if you haven't, I encourage you to do so. it's my honor to introduce 4 of them now to offer a multilingual welcome to you. Please welcome Eden, Harmony, Joey, and V.
Welcome to the breakfast to support the Sycamore School. My name is Eden, and I am a first-year student in the French language class at the Sycamore School. French is one of the 3 languages you can learn at the Sycamore School. Now in French. Bienvenue à notre petit déjeuner pour soutenir l'école Sycamore. Je m'appelle Eden. Je suis un débutant de classe de français. Sorry. Le français fait partie de 3 langues qu'on peut apprendre à l'école Sycamore. Merci.
Hola, soy Joey. I'm in the middle school Spanish class, and I would like to share with you a quote from my favorite movie, Matilda, from Spanish class. You will learn how to spell difficulty. In Spanish it is dificultad. Señora D, señora I, señora F, I, C, señora U, señora L, señora T, A, I, T. Porque todas son señoras casadas. Señora D, señora I, deberías enseñar ortografía, no poesía. In English you would say Mrs. D, Mrs. I, Mrs. F, F, I, Mrs. C, Mrs. U, Mrs. L, T, Y. Why are all these women married? Mrs. D, Mrs. I, they are supposed to be teaching spelling, not poetry. Gracias.
Bienvenidos a todos al 10º año de reconciliados de fondos de la Escuela Sycamore. Como miembro del cuerpo estudiantil, estoy aquí para representar al curso de español intermedio. Que lo disfruten. Welcome all to the Sycamore School Fundraising Breakfast. As a student body member, I am here to represent part of the intermediate Spanish classes. Enjoy. Our next speaker is Dr. Karen. Welcome. Welcome parents, students, staff, and friends of the Sycamore School. I'm proud to host our 9th annual fundraising breakfast. 9 years, 2 locations, and over 200 families served. Let's take a moment to reflect on what we've accomplished. We celebrated our first graduates back in 2021 and have graduated 21 seniors, 2 of whom are graduating from their respective colleges this year. In a few weeks, we'll launch 6 more graduates from the Sycamore School. We just finished our reaccreditation with Cognion and have started a second accreditation with VAIS. We've hosted a free speaker series to support not only our own families, but families in our larger area. And we do a lot of outreach in the form of regular volunteer service. For a small school, I think we make a big impact. This year's overarching theme is community. We wanted to build our Sycamore School community in the hopes that every student, parent, and staff member would develop a positive and lasting connection at Sycamore. During the first 6 weeks of school, our priority is to help students acclimate to the school, feel safe and seen, and to connect with others in positive ways. As staff, we focus to getting to know each of our students and work on building a team in each classroom. Our first few weeks are filled with activities and both within and across classes that help students get to know one another and their teachers. We also want to introduce them to the routine and rhythm of the school day. Within our school, we intentionally have events planned to help build community. Our daily morning meetings help us connect to one another, share announcements, and perhaps talk about a serious topic or play a fun game. The purpose of these daily meetings is to connect and engage in a positive way. Our students are also part of an advisory class and have a staff point person and a counselor who helps keep an eye on them and connects with them throughout the school day. This year, we piloted a social justice program, which focused on 4 areas: identity, diversity, justice, and action. It enabled our students to discuss the importance of understanding and recognizing our unique identities while also finding ways to connect, being curious, asking questions, and making the space for other voices. Our hope is that some of our students would learn how to have empathy and connect with others beyond their focused friend group and approach differences with curiosity versus judgment. We host several students throughout the school year. We host several events throughout the school year that are designed to bring together our parents, students, staff, and friends of Sycamore. From our fall family trivia night and our community potluck to career day and student showcases, it seems like there's always something going on at the Sycamore School. We also held some first-time events, including an inaugural alumni panel organized by Andrea and a video game tournament led by Christy Barnhart. Our parent group, SIFA, also has organized a variety of small cohort and large all-school events outside the school to connect families. Building community also means connecting with our larger world. We continued our partnership with GW University, hosting some of their OT interns, and Marymount University, specifically Todd Rimkus. We welcomed several turtles from his biology lab and took care of them throughout the school year. We also partnered with Todd's nonprofit, Hawksville Hope, and took some of our high school students on a spring break service learning adventure trip to Belize. At Sycamore, Fridays are our community-based learning days. We regularly go into Arlington and surrounding areas for learning and service, and sometimes the community comes to us. For service learning, our middle school students partnered with Arlington Parks, Eco Arlington, and the Roslyn Bid for some beautification projects, while our high school students regularly visited the Jefferson to assist residents in using their technology. One of our seniors, Magali, focused her capstone project on researching the unhoused and underserved population in our area and partnered with Path Forward to organize a bag lunch drive. Our students also went into the community on field trips. This year, several of our elective classes organized field trips and participated in some great hands-on learning. One of our cooking classes, which Mr. Michael also does. He does music, he does cooking, he does math, it's amazing. Anyway, he took one of our cooking classes to Ravenna Pizza, and they learned about the workings of a restaurant kitchen. Our high school French and Spanish classes went into Georgetown and went to coffee houses to practice their language skills. Our middle school students went to the Asian and African Art Museum to participate in a scavenger hunt related to their Art Around the World unit. We welcome our larger community into the Sycamore School by regularly having speakers visit and share their expertise with our students. Our juniors and seniors have speakers almost weekly related to career exploration and learn about a wide range of vocations. Our younger students also have guest speakers. This year, we had an expert on climate change and disaster relief speak to our youngest students. A geoscience group lead a hands-on volcano building project, and Eco Arlington taught our students about renewable energy through a presentation and hands-on activity. As an urban model school, we use our surrounding area as an extension of our campus and regularly go outside our school walls for our learning. It's important for us to build a safe, nurturing, and inclusive environment within our school and to extend our reach beyond our walls to connect with our larger world outside of Sycamore. For the past year or two, I've encountered more and more people experiencing considerable overwhelm. I feel it in our area, I see it in some of the families that come to us, and even sometimes I see it at the school. It seems like, as a society right now, some people are just hanging on. In a time of high stress and overwhelm, I sincerely hope that each person here can hit pause and appreciate the importance of having a safe space to go to. That's what we try to create for our students every day at Sycamore. I hope that each of you feels a part of our community, connected, and that we can help everyone hit pause, lean into gratitude, and celebrate our school, and especially our students in their growth and successes. Thank you so much for joining us this morning to acknowledge and celebrate the Sycamore School.
Thank you, Karen. Karen's vision and execution on that vision has made an impact on our children that cannot be quantified. I promise this is the only time I'm gonna make y'all listen to me for an extended period again today. Our children blossom in this learning environment that you created. As much work as I would have thought that took, I could not have imagined all that goes into it as I have seen working beside you on the board for several years. Cannot possibly thank you enough. Though Dr. Karen is singular, there are many people whose work and contributions make this event possible. I can't thank everybody, but I will start with our gold sponsors. These are partners who help us every year, many of them. I mean, some of them are new to our community, but hugely important to us. Casey's Special Education Services, CST, Kingstown Cat Clinic, the Lauren Baker Group, Pinnacle Bank, Social Grace, and the Sticks Root Group. So thank you, gold sponsors. Thank you also to our silver sponsors, Capital Techies, Five Mediation Group, Georgetown Psychology, the Jefferson, and Stradley Ronan. Thank you also to all of the Sycamore faculty and staff. They are amazing. They foster classroom experiences that inspire our children to love learning. And as hard as they work towards that goal, they do so much more. Thank you to the Sycamore faculty and staff for all of your tireless work organizing, creating, marketing, writing, setting up, and running this event, especially to the events committee, Ashley, Andrea, Katie, Lauren, and Karen. Outstanding job again. As you may have noticed, this is an emotional year for me, because Maddie's graduating. I was crying more than normal. It's also most likely the last time I will have the honor of standing up here and watching y'all eat. as required by our bylaws, it's the last year I can serve as board chair, and we follow those rules. It has been such a tremendous honor and a rewarding opportunity for me to serve on the Sycamore board. I highly recommend it. I have worked alongside so many brilliant people, each of whom has brought their own perspectives, fields of expertise and knowledge, focuses, and enthusiasm. I want to thank every single one of you for your camaraderie, for all that I've learned from you. My life is richer for the experience we've had to work with you. This also means I probably won't be able to ask all of y'all together in a captive environment to give money again. So I'm doubling down, and I'm asking you to double up. Click that code again. Better yet, you can do what I did, which is set up a recurring donation that sends a monthly gift to the Sycamore School, then forget about that and make a donation at the breakfast as well, as though you had to donate later. And while these donations are needed, I have two other asks that are just as important. First, spread the word. Andrea, Lauren, Karen, and the amazing Sycamore staff do a great job of marketing our school, but the most fruitful source of new students is and has always been word of mouth. The Sycamore parent who introduced us to Sycamore is here today. It is how my family learned about Sycamore, and statistically, it is how most of the Sycamore families in this room did too. We need to increase enrollment, and we need your help. You are the most important part of our recruiting efforts, so please keep us in mind. Talk about Sycamore. Plant it in your mind so that when you're having conversations with people who have kids who might need a different learning environment, or who might know people who have kids who need a different learning environment, it's just a natural part of your conversation. Second ask, share your talents, your skills, and your time. If you're an IT professional, you can donate your time and expertise to the school and take an expense off of Sycamore's books and take a tax deduction for an in-kind donation. Can you write grants? Can you take an active role in SIFA? Do you have a generous professional and social network that you can introduce to Sycamore? We are a community, and we all need to work together on this. So if you have the means to support Sycamore, I encourage you to do so to the maximum extent possible. Whether or not you write a big check, you can contribute in ways that are just as important. My favorite part of the Sycamore breakfast every year is hearing from Sycamore students. They are poised and they are insightful, which I think is a lovely contrast from my crying and repeating myself. It is my great privilege to introduce one of those students now. Please welcome Reagan.
Hello, my name is Reagan. I've been in the Sycamore School for around 2 years now, and I'm currently an MS2 student. It has been a great experience being in the Sycamore School, and today I want to share with you one of my favorite 3 things about it. One aspect I enjoy of the Sycamore School is the community. The Sycamore School is very diverse and inclusive, and all the teachers, staff, and students here are very kind. It feels refreshing to be in an environment where there's so much diversity inside of it, and it's one of the core values that we share here. TSS supports students with different backgrounds, ethnicities, pronouns, preferences, and all of the above. It's so refreshing to be in an environment where there's so many different people that I can meet, and today I want to share all of that with you guys. One of the best aspects here at TSS is the fact that we get to create our own clubs. I really like how you can always propose new club ideas, and they can range from a different range. I don't know. Our diversity extends to our schoolwork as well. We always use different sources that can take on different perspectives of our learning and attribute to that helps us spread our wings and fly. At TSS, with the club options, there are a wide range of them, so you can choose from activity-oriented clubs like video game club that help your skill set, or mind-ranging clubs like chess club that helps your strategic thinking. I'm sorry, I'm just reading off a paper. Lastly, I love Fridays at the Sycamore School. They're very experiential, and we get to go on field trips. One of the main field trips that we've been on this year in the War and Peace at Experience was the Natural History Museum, where we created a bone collage about prehistoric and various animal bones and how they develop over time. In conclusion, my time at TSS has been wonderful, and I would love to share that all with new people. And I would like to thank Ms. Michelle for helping me develop this speech.
I was told to make my speech short. It was a bright, cold April, and the clocks were striking 13. No, not that long story. Some of you need to read 1984. Okay. I'll tell you a different story. I'm going to start the story off with, sometimes we're transitioning from my class from outside to inside. And the class itself doesn't end just because we finished the activity outside. But what do I teach? Good question. Often I'm at Trader Joe's and I have my Sycamore School bag, and I'm asked at the checkout, because you know they're really friendly at the Trader Joe's. What do you teach? Oh man, what a question to ask. Should I start off with, I teach movement and mindfulness? Because right there, they're already trying to equate it to PE. I teach grades 5 through 12. Well, that's great. What do you teach? I teach a class where we integrate movement as well as mindfulness. Why do we do so? To build awareness, to reduce anxiety, improve communication, and to learn how to navigate the world around them. Wow, I wish I had that when I went to school, right? That's the usual response I'll get. But why do we do it? We don't do it because it's cute. We don't do it because it's funny. It's to help them. It's not giving endless coping skills and lectures, but to have it in real time, be able to experience things. And you know that with this particular group of people that we work with, it's not always easy to do that. So, we do it for a reason. The story that I started off sharing with you, we transitioned from outside to inside just the other day. One of our MS1 students observed while we were entering the building that there was a senior citizens, 2 of them, who were trying to get in through another door. And he stepped away just over to the side to reach over to that door, and he grabbed it for them. And they looked back like, is that okay, Miss Page? Is that all right? It is all right, because that's why we're doing what we're doing. This is the kind of awareness we're trying to cultivate at the Sycamore School, not only in movement and mindfulness, but through the other courses such as art, cooking, community service, and everyday interactions that we have in morning meeting and in our after-school clubs. When I was thinking of a way to end my discussion, I kept coming back to my favorite movie about school from the Dead Poets Society, so I'm going to quote you from that movie. We don't do this because it's cute. We do it because we are members of the human race. Academics are noble pursuits, but the non-academics give us the reason to live fully. Each person in this room knows this experience of living fully And each person in this room knows why it's important and difficult to do this consistently. And that is what we're doing in our class each day. So to those that do come to my class, I'm going to ask you one question, shout out the answer. What is the quickest way to regulate? 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Hi, y'all. Real quick, I've got a great way to make a difference for Sycamore without making much of a difference for yourself. We have a new program called Round Up. If you will join me, if you're willing to, what it does is it rounds up your credit card purchases so that every time you make a credit card purchase, you're donating the change to Sycamore. So I'm going to do it real quick. Encourage y'all to join me. This part was totally unrehearsed. Amazingly easy. Start rounding up. Yes, Simon.
For your credit card number.
I've got one for each of you. Cool. So that's easy. It's quick. You won't even notice it, and all of your credit card bills will end in .00 from now forever. It is my honor again to introduce Sycamore students to share experience about the Belize spring break trip. Please welcome Steph and Fadwa.
Hello, my name is Fadwa.
And my name is Steph. We are both sophomores at the Sycamore School and are 2 of the 6 fortunate students that went on the Belize spring break trip of 2026, which was an amazing experience and one we are both, hopefully, excited to talk about.
We started the day early at 4 in the morning and arrived in Belize City at around noon and met Miss Nancy, our tour guide, or as we like to call her, our second mom. We quickly made our way to the animal reserve and found that the animals were native to only Belize and a majority of them were rescues, some missing wings, eyes, and etc. We then headed over to the Manatee Lodge to settle in and explore for the rest of the evening.
On day 2, we had an early morning and were introduced to real Belizean food, as Miss Nancy would say. We then had a lesson about coconuts, the way they open them, use them, and how fresh they were compared to products in the United States. We met the staff, who were incredibly kind, and eventually drove inside the village and helped make a Belizean treat. Later that day, we were able to see the way they made a rice dish with fish and potatoes and finished the afternoon swimming.
The next day was our first service day where it unfortunately rained in the morning, which delayed our activities. By the time the rain ended, they split us up into groups where we either painted or built the back of a small house. When my group arrived, we met a lot of the locals who helped us paint the wooden house a blue color, and with a combination of teamwork, we were able to finish before sunset and cooled off by taking a swim in the lagoon.
The group I was in was tasked with rebuilding the back of a local woman's house. Now, unlike Fadwa and her group, our group was taking a fair bit longer to finish with our work, which included taking off wood panels, removing nails, moving scaffolding, and finally adding on new wood panels to replace the old rod ones. Day 4 was our second and last service day, where once again the rain did affect the places we went to. And after a short deliberation between the adults, we ended up inside of a small local hospital applying a fresh new coat of some paint. After finishing our work, we were given leisure time to relax and talk together.
On the last day, after all of our hard work the past couple days, we had an agenda full of activities. That started in the morning with cave tubing. After that amazing adventure, we headed for lunch at the Art Box for some food and souvenirs, and we finally ended our day at the lodge and were shown the amazing culture of Belize with traditional drumming lessons and dancing lessons.
Now sadly, that brought us to day 6, which was our final day in Belize, where we had to pack up and leave the beautiful country. Now the main experience that day was being directed around by the Belizean TSA, which none of you want to hear probably. So I'll spare you guys the details.
All in all, it was an experience that we can never forget, and we're excited to have the opportunity to do it again in the future. Thank you for listening.
the Sycamore website, there is a link to called Double Your Donation, and that's where you look. You can scan there. I think that's for donating, not for checking. But if you can check that link and see if your employer will double your donation, and if they won't, you can file a grievance. No, don't do that. I'm so pleased to introduce again Dr. Karen.
I want to take a moment to acknowledge some of our Sycamore School community who will be graduating with their students this year. These parents have gone above and beyond, generously giving of their time and resources to the Sycamore School. I want to first recognize Heidi and Eric Feig. Heidi has organized many of our service learning events and has been a part of our CYFA leadership for several years. Heidi's done everything from baking delicious desserts for potlucks and pie days to helping our students paint kindness rocks for a community garden. She and Eric have been huge supporters of the school, and they and Jordan will be sincerely missed. Person I want to recognize is John Greco. While he was unable to make the breakfast this morning, he, Pat, and Jack have been with Sycamore for 7 years. John has been a vocal supporter of the school, regularly attending events, and has always been singing our praises. He's also held a CYFA board role for several years. I really appreciate John's unwavering support of the school. The last person I want to recognize is Daniel Blumenthal. Daniel has been on our board for several years and has graciously been the president of our board for the past 2 years. He's a regular at all of our events, from information sessions and open houses to showcases and restaurant nights. Daniel has been the MC for our trivia night and the fundraising breakfast for as long as I can remember. First and foremost, Daniel is incredibly generous and he's kind-hearted. And he's expressed his gratitude to us by acts of service, and I'll be forever grateful for the countless ways he's positively impacted the school. Passing it on to Miss Michelle.
Good morning, everyone. Before I begin, I just want to let you know this is the last call if you would like to buy a raffle ticket. They're in the back if you can get 5 for $25 or 1 for $6. So thank you everyone for coming. I'm Michelle Branco, founding teacher and director of curriculum and instruction at the Sycamore School. Every moment felt worth capturing, but I didn't want to turn this into a slideshow marathon over breakfast. So with that, let's kick off this year in review and celebrate the growth, joy, and unforgettable memories that made this year so special. Let's start with the heart of our school, our incredible staff. Every day, they pour their energy, creativity, and care into creating the inclusive, personalized learning environment that defines the Sycamore School. Thank you all. This year, our MS1 students experience was the world around us, exploring the question, what can communities learn from natural systems to improve their common future? This year, our students expanded their understanding of the world around them by taking learning beyond the classroom walls. They explored places like the Smithsonian National Zoo, Planet Word, and the National Museum of African American History and Culture, connecting what they learned in class to real-world experiences. Back on campus, they jumped into hands-on projects like building earthquake-proof structures, dissecting owl pellets, and creating a memory lab to test staff members and see just how reliable our short-term recall really was. Some of us performed better than others. I'll let you guess who. These experiences gave students the chance to be curious, take risks, solve problems, and see themselves as active participants in the learning process, rather than just observers. This year, our MS2 students explored the experience War and Peace through the essential question, what happens when a system is out of balance? Students visited the National Museum of African American History and Culture, the Smithsonian National Museum of Natural History, the National Museum of the American Indian, deepening their understanding of history, culture, and science through firsthand experiences. Their showcase featured an exploration of historical weaponry that connected physics to history in creative and meaningful ways. Students also participated in hands-on activities such as a color convection lab and the construction of paper roller coasters, where they applied problem solving, engineering, and critical thinking skills. In the To Infinity and Beyond experience, HS1 students explored the essential questions. Why do humans explore new areas, and what do they bring with them? And how can we use new ideas of the past to create a new future? Students visited the National Air and Space Museum, a historic tall ship, and the National Gallery of Art, using each experience to deepen their understanding of exploration, innovation, science, and art. For their showcase, students researched famous explorers and created advertising campaigns designed to persuade a target audience to join the journey, blending history, creativity, and persuasive communication skills. Students also explored different philosophical moments and brought history to life by recreating the atmosphere of an Enlightenment-era salon. During the student-led coffeehouse discussion, they debated the major ideals and questions of the time, proving that teenagers are still more than capable of passionately arguing about big ideas. In Changemakers, HS2 students explored the essential question, how did individuals and movements bring about change in the modern world? Students studied changemakers throughout history and examined the discoveries, movements, and ideas that reshaped the world. They visited the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum and the Smithsonian National Museum of Natural History, connecting the classroom learning to powerful real-world stories and scientific exploration. Throughout the year, students engaged on hands-on activities like the Neurotransmitter Lab and a Buoyancy Lab, giving them opportunities to test ideas, solve problems, and experience science in action, rather than just reading it in a textbook. They also created some incredible brain hacks. Students also dove into an incredible range of electives this year. They played instruments, created artworks, cooked meals, rehabilitated furniture, and explored new interests and talents in ways that allowed them to build confidence and independence along the way. Electives also took students beyond the classroom. Students in ASL visited Gallaudet University. Literacy students visited the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum. And forensic students explored both law enforcement facilities and the DC Department of Forensic Sciences. These experiences gave students the opportunity to collect their learning to real-world careers, community, and experiences, while many also convincing a few of them they could absolutely solve a crime show mystery faster than detectives on TV. Of course, we can't forget math. The math teachers were constantly on the move, circulating through the classroom to support each student individually. Whether it was pre-algebra, geometry, or calculus, they met learners where they were and helped them grow with confidence. As is tradition, we celebrated Halloween in true Sycamore style. Students and teachers showed off their imaginative costumes as they participated in a costume and door decorating contest. Our annual events again brought together the community together with favorites like Trivia Night, the Community Potluck, Winter Party Pie Day, and March Mail Madness. The final showdown between the Nile crocodile and the humpback whale was epic. The whale run, by the way. We also had a new event this year, the video game tournament, of which Anderson Butterfield won, and Jordan Fay came in second. Thank you to Christy Barnhart and David Jordan for putting together the event. Community service is one of the roots of the Sycamore School, and this year students embraced a wide range of opportunities to support their community. They removed invasive plants, provided tech support to seniors, made cards for veterans, and packed bag lunches for people experiencing homelessness. For our students, service is not just a one-time event or a box to check. It is a regular practice grounded in empathy, responsibility, and the belief that even small actions can make a meaningful difference. Thank you for supporting our mission and vision, helping us continue to branch out. Next up is our parent speaker, Amy Gerber, a parent of one of our 2026 graduates. Thank you.
Can't you just homeschool me? 6 words no working parent ever wants to hear. My response was honest and immediate. No, I can't. But let's talk about what's going on. What followed was one of the most impressive moments of my parenting journey. At just 13, my daughter was able to clearly articulate her needs and advocate for herself. Middle school in Fairfax County, with the size and constant stimulation, had become overwhelming. Every class brought stress. Every day carried fear of being called on. She was very smart. Her grades were strong. But each afternoon she came home emotionally exhausted, dreading the next morning. As a parent, watching this cycle repeat was absolutely heartbreaking. And looming next door to the middle school was the high school, twice the size, and that realization stirred anxiety not only for Claire, but for us. We knew it was time to forge a different path. As we explored alternatives outside of public school, we quickly discovered how few schools truly aligned with what Claire needed. So it was no surprise that one visit to the Sycamore School was all it took. Claire knew, and she chose. So 4 years ago, while the neighborhood kids were literally walking across the street to the high school, we live across the street from South Lakes High School, we committed to a 30-minute commute each way twice a day because this really mattered. Was it worth it? Absolutely every second. I can stand here and talk about the small class sizes, no homework, no tests, no grades. And those things mattered, but you could probably find those elsewhere. What makes TSS different aren't just these tangibles. It's the environment and how it makes students feel. Starting a new high school was a bit nerve-wracking for Claire, but the teachers didn't just teach, they connected. They deliberately helped Claire build relationships, and in that first year, she found her people. She truly found a tribe. Gradually, she began to trust the mastery-based model and inch by inch come out from behind the wall she had built to protect herself. By sophomore year, something remarkable happened. Claire began to take the metro on her own, a powerful symbol of her growing confidence and independence. Growth was happening everywhere. It was also the year that she was diagnosed with celiac disease, a moment that could have felt isolating anywhere else. Instead, we were surrounded by a community that made safety and inclusion automatic. Gluten-free options simply appeared. Potlucks and pizza parties adjusted without fanfare. She didn't feel like a burden, she felt cared for. Over the past 4 years, friends have come and gone and teachers have come and gone, but every year has brought moments that will stay with us forever. We've watched a once shy and timid girl transform into a confident seamstress, an artist, and much to my surprise, someone who dissected a sheep's brain. Time has moved quickly, and now she stands on the edge of college with a confidence that did not appear by chance. It was nurtured day by day in an environment that truly saw her. I'd like to close with this thought. I think the magic of the Sycamore School lies in its radical acceptance. Every student is allowed and encouraged to be unapologetically authentic. Be a cosplayer, be a gamer, be the gender you choose. Show up exactly as you are. Here, every student belongs. Every student is valued, and every student is deeply cared for. This is the gift Sycamore gave our family, and it is the gift that will carry Claire into the next exciting chapter.
Wow.
You cried, Daniel?
I probably neglected to thank a lot of people, but one is Jody Manning, who has done so much for this breakfast. Please. I'm excited to welcome to the stage the Vice Chair of the Board, Jennifer Reed, who's going to help determine the winners of y'all. Who among you is going home with a wonderful prize? All right, we're ready. Okay. This is the basket of toys, treats, and $100 gift card from Forget Me Not. Here you get a piece of that.
Probably not. I'm like the loudest person in Arlington County. Nobody needs me to be on mic. 09816557. 6557. Maddie! So since I pulled it, nobody could claim that Daniel rigged it. All right. Don't need those anymore. Okay, this is beer tasting at Caboose. 09816574. 6574. All right, Kira, I know you're not 21, so you have to share that one with your parents. Okay. Saboras, which is a tapas restaurant right near mine and John Ryan's house. We'll come visit. 09816418. 6418 are the last four numbers. Anyone? I think we have a Creator Camp person here with us. Thank you very much, Emily, for coming and for your kind donation. It's for a week of camp, which is being held at the Sycamore School, I believe. 09816588. 6588 are the last four numbers. Find somebody? Yay! Okay. Oh, Good Company Donuts.
Thank you. This is a popular one.
Yeah, no kidding. 09803936. 3936 are the last four. Miss Michelle, thank you. Oh, Monster Golf, which apparently happens in glow-in-the-dark golf. I can't play golf in the sunlight, let alone glow-in-the-dark. 09803937. 3937 is the last four numbers. Excellent! This is the escape room. Bond's escape room. 09816507. 6507 are the last four numbers. Isaac. Oh, Metro 29 Diner. A $50 gift card. Thank you, Metro Diner. 09816503. 6503 are the last four numbers. Hi, Tamara. Oh, this is a private 1 hour South Bath sound. It says South. Sound bath, not South Bath. Sound bath meditation with Miss Page. Just say it. See, kids, it's okay to make a mistake. Even Miss Andrea made one. 09816596. 6596. Yay, Joey! The Ray Kevins, right? Okay, the Ray Kevins, ready? 09816513. 6513. Let's do it. 6513. Somebody? Anybody? Somebody must have it. If not, I'll try. If they're not here, I'll pull again. 6513. Oh, so close. No, if we don't have another one, I'll pull it. She will pull it. Have to be present to win. You do? Yeah, there you go. Good job. Excellent. Oh, another week of camp. Excellent. We're so on time, I can't stand it. 09816582. 6582. Woo! Sticky. All right. Sport Rock Climbing Center. A week of Sport Rock Climbing Center camp. Ready? 09816508. 6508 are the last four numbers. 65. Isaac, is it you? Nice. Nice. Okay. Ravenna Pizza. I just have to do a plug for Ravenna Pizza because I just went for the first time. It's right next to the Sycamore School, right before you get to the Target. Best pizza ever. Oh, and gelato. I forgot the gelato. 09816571. 6571. Kira! Now the last one. Oh, $50 gift card to Rewild, which is a plant place apparently. Last one. Ready? 09816454. 6454. Yay, Miss Casey. Awesome. Okay, so Daniel has the really hard part the whole time, right? He has to ask you for money for like an hour and a half, and I just get to wrap it all up. Professionally, I always have to give a speech right before golf or a happy hour, so I really prefer ending a lovely occasion like this. I want to just take one final moment to say thank you. You're here this morning because you love a Sycamore student, or a teacher, or you just really love Dr. Karen. Or because you provide a support service that our families couldn't live without. For our family, that's social grace. So thanks very much for being here.
See, it's not just Daniel. Or you're here because you want to support the fantastic educational experience at the Sycamore School. And for that, all of us, teachers, students, parents, we thank you. We literally couldn't do it without you. We'll see you next year.
Thank you one more time to Becca and to Grace Lutheran Church. Thank y'all.